Hey folks, Dusty here. It is a beautiful day here in Alaska. Nice, sunshiny, close to 60 degrees. And today, if the chainsaw starts, I'm going to take the opportunity to remove these 3 trees behind me that are way too close to the cabin. Now the other thing is, they're in my way because I'm switching the solar from the south end of the cabin to the north end of the cabin, which might sound a little confusing, but if I get it farther away from the trees that are on the south side, they'll be able to get more direct sunlight. So I've been hesitant about this because the last 2 trees that I pulled down that were a little farther away than this decided that they didn't want to cooperate and they wanted to go the opposite direction as to what I wanted them to go. So I was going to do this last weekend and I got the saw all sharpened up, gassed up, oiled up, ready to go, and it wouldn't start. So I gave up on it after about 20 minutes. So we're going to try again today. Hopefully the saw cooperates, and with a little luck, the trees will too. So hang with me here. I'll see if I can get that saw going. If not, then I won't be making this video today. So we'll see. So as you can tell, I got the saw going now. I'm going to get Charlie out of the cabin just for safety purposes. Okay, now that he's safely out of the way, I'm going to give her a go. John, if you're watching this, just know my intentions were good, okay? Oh, forgot to mention, in addition to the cabin and this shed and the wood shed and the canoe, there's actually a car right behind there, and on the other side there's an outhouse. So I'd really prefer this tree to go this direction, somewhat northerly, northwesterly, but it leans pretty good to the south towards pretty much everything that's important. So here goes. Wish me luck. Well, I'd call that a success. It's a good thing those trees are not super heavy, because it didn't take a lot to get it going the right direction. I feel a lot better about that. And John, I bet you do too. All right, now that that one's out of the way, I'm going to hope for the same for these next two. The smaller one here should be just fine, but the far one is leaning even heavier to the south than this one was. But once I get these three out of the way, I can move my solar panels, like I said, from the south end to the north end, because right now they are disconnected because I moved all my electrical to this end of the cabin. I kind of reversed function of cabin from the way John was using it. So right now they're doing me no good, and I've got about 12 hours of sunlight right now. So I want to get those moved and hooked up on this end, but I didn't want to do that while I still had these three trees here. So one down, two to go.
Daddy?
Yeah, bud.
Can you softly do you? I put it there.
You need what? The hammer? I'm going to be cutting 2 more trees down here, bud, so I need you to not be here. Okay? After I get these 2 trees cut down, then you can come back over here and play, okay? No. Well, that could have been worse. Didn't go the way I wanted it to, but it's down. No harm, no foul. And everybody's safe. So, let's see what it looks like. There's Charlie, checking out the destruction. Two fell that way toward the neighbor's old property. And that one that I just took down just skimmed the side of the outhouse, or the front rather. And doesn't look like any damage at all. Maybe a few scratches. I think we're all right. That went well, better than I expected. So now we have a clear end on the north side, and then here is where the panels are temporarily. That mast is one of the masts John's old panels were on. We ended up swapping. He took 4 panels from here and we took those up to his new cabin. And then I brought these 2 back to put up here, and he was going to help me, but that was right about the time he hurt his hand. So he wasn't able to help me. So they're up there temporarily during the winter time. The one mast I use for my Starlink, and then like I said, the other one's here. The other hanger unit that I took off that other mast is up on top of the roof there. But now one of those masts can be moved to this end of the cabin, which gives me clear access to that beautiful shiny thing up there in the sky. And then, like I said, all the electric is down on this end of the cabin now. So my wires are long enough to hook up to my controller and inverter and all that stuff. So, I'm very grateful that went well. Like I said, I'm very grateful that went well. And I bet John feels a little bit better now too. Because if he was watching this, he might have been as nervous as I was. But he wanted those trees out of there. They were just way too close to the cabin. The one was, as you could see, 3 feet away or whatever. So they had to go. And we needed more firewood. So it's a win-win for everybody but the trees. And like I said, nobody got hurt. Charlie was safe. I was safe. Didn't damage the cabin or the car or the outhouse or anything else. And the chainsaw started right up. So, good to go. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will catch you on the next one. Remember, as always, take the trip and enjoy the ride. Thanks for watching.